Now, before you get on the bus or in the cars to go on the trip, you've got the planning sheet out in front of you. You call everybody to attention and you say, listen, now here's what we're trying to accomplish on this retreat. Here's our strategies. Have all these details been covered? We hope the answer is yes, but you've got the plan under control. Now it's important that you share your plan with someone. If you're excited about your plan, think about how much more excited you're going to be when you start to share this vision and this dream with someone else. What I notice happens is if you start talking about something and you believe in it, as you share it and talk about it, you're actually reinforcing, as you say those words, you're reinforcing in yourself, I'm excited about what I'm going to do. And you know what? As you share it, you're going to get more excited. Have you ever noticed that when you're talking about something you're interested in, you enjoy, you start getting more excited as you talk? And you know, as you're talking, you're thinking, you're creating a confirmation that, yes, this is my plan, this is what I'm going to do. It's vitally important that you share this plan with someone else. Now again, I realize there are going to be confidential things in there, strengths and weaknesses. If you've done this right, it's going to take a little bit of soul bearing to open up and share this plan. But all of us are close to someone, whether it's a parent, a wife, a husband, a friend, a daughter, a roommate, a son. There's someone that you can share that plan with. It's very important that you do this right now. Now let me share an experience with you, and this very same thing can happen to you. When I do these successful planning seminars around the country, I always, at the end of the seminar, challenge the person at the seminar to share the plan with someone that night. I also ask people to give me their phone number, and then I'm just liable to call you sometime later and say, did you share your plan? And I kind of enjoy doing that. I'll just pick up the phone and just call you somewhere. Let me share something with you, something that actually happened this past year. We were up in Calgary, Canada, and many of you might have been at that particular seminar and will remember this incident. But just as I usually do to a big crowd, I said, now go home tonight and share this plan with your spouse, with your friend. Share this thing with someone. I did just like I always did. The next morning we had a later flight flying from Calgary back to Tulsa, and we went to a church nearby. We were in the church, and one of the members of the choir had been in the seminar. I saw him whisper a little bit to the pastor, talking about and seemingly pointing out in the audience and acknowledging that we were going to be there that morning. And the pastor, I think, knew that we were coming. And he asked me to come up and say a few words. And I came up and I just shared some things from my heart about planning and how it could help your life. And then I did something spontaneously. I just said, well, how many of you out there in the congregation were in that personal successful planning seminar yesterday? And a few people raised their hands. There were people raised their hands up, but I noticed a young couple sitting right down on what looked like about the 5th or 6th row, and they raised their hands. Yes, we were at the seminar. And again, I've got a microphone in my hand, and what I did next, I'm not sure. I guess I'm just going to say the Holy Spirit led me to do it. But I said, well, did you share your plan with someone last night? Well, those people raised their hands. Well, I noticed the young couple raised their hands again. But something just got into me, and I just jumped down and took the mic with me and walked right over to them. I guess I've seen Oral Roberts and Bob Tilton and all of them in action, and they like to roam through the crowds. They always have. So I thought, well, I'll just do the same thing. And what happened next, I think, has a specific meaning for you today. I took the mic and I put it down in front of the young man, and they had 2 of their children sitting right there, 2 beautiful children, just a beautiful family right there in Canada. And I asked him his impressions of the seminar, and he said some of the things he said all the right things. It was a good seminar. It helped me, this, that, and the other. And then I moved the seminar over to the wife. And I said, well, I guess he talked to you last night. That's exactly what I asked him to do. And she came back and out of her spirit, and she started choking a little bit, and she started sharing. And of course, I had the microphone right in front of you, packed church, if you can get the picture now. And she's choking out an answer, and she's saying, "It was the most marvelous night of our marriage. We had an opportunity to talk about some things that we were struggling with. I just didn't know in my spirit how to ask some of those questions. I'd been troubled by the direction. And we talked. We have never talked like we did last night. And I'm enthusiastic about what the Lord has in store for us. And I'm so thankful for you, Dr. Migliore." Now, that young woman made the greatest witness, a great testimony to everybody in that entire congregation about sharing your plan, talking it through with someone else. Now, I don't think this young couple is the only young couple out there watching today that need to sit down and communicate. I believe that there are a large number of you today that are in that exact same situation, and this very day you can confront some of these issues. You can take this strategic planning outline and look at your marriage. Where are you now? Where are you going? What are the things that you have to overcome? And talk through those things together. And I believe you'll have the same kind of a marvelous experience this young couple did. You're going to really have a sharing and communicating time. This strategic planning outline helps you set direction for your family. And each spouse has an equal say in where you're going. You need to discuss that. Let's get into the reward system. What can you do to really encourage yourself to stay on target? Well, you can have a reward as you achieve each part of your goal. Let's just say that throughout the year you're losing weight. Let's say, and a lot of us are struggling with that.